This is a guy that makes a living fighting crime. But he wants to test himself in the combat sports realm.
Yeah, William Grieve, he steps into the cage, as you mentioned, a police officer, and I think it's very intriguing to know that when you talk about guys facing the adrenaline of coming down to a cage fight and the unknown in that event, that's not what he's going to get here in his opponent, who we see now coming down to the cage, is Clint Usselman out of MMAU in Calgary. But Will Grieve has faced that kind of adrenaline before.
Clint Usselman, 45 years of age. Certainly does have more in-cage experience. How will that translate in this fight?
Well, he is. He does have the one fight on his record. It was a disqualification win due to a foul against Logan Heavy Shields at King of the Cage in Lethbridge last year at this time. And so Clint Usselman, again, you see some of the elder statesmen of MMA, and you'll see some of those guys later on the card. While certainly maybe not a statesman of MMA yet, Clint Usselman certainly qualifies in the elder category at 45, and he'll be stepping in. But there's the old adage about old man strength, and Kurt Usselman seems to have that in spades.
Well, if you look at him, looks like he is in tremendous shape. Wants to test himself once again because he's been in there. And if you're 40-some-odd years of age, you get inside of the cage, you either belong there or you don't. He obviously feels like he belongs there.
Yeah, obviously not content with a one amateur win in his career, and that being by disqualification. Wants to get the win and earn it rather than have it be as a result of something his opponent did poorly.
William Grieve, you know that he will be mentally strong coming into this fight.
Yeah, again, the pressure that you face as a police officer in your day-to-day, every call you respond to could be a life-ending call.
Certainly.
I mean, you know, every decision that you make is potentially life or death every single day. And so Will Grieve is not stepping into the cage in a life or death situation.
Clint Usselman is not trying to shoot him.
No, he's not going to stab him. He's not going to shoot him. He's not going to, he's going to certainly try to punch him.
That's right.
But Will Grieve knows that going in, that this is the intention here. So I think the pressure is going to be on Clint Usselman there in that regard when it comes to that kind of thing. The pressure of this is not going to weigh heavily on Will Grieve.
We look at the tail of the tape, and the biggest factor, Clint Usselman, 45 years of age. However, again, you look at his body, does not look like the body of a 45-year-old, unless your name is Lee Meehan.
Well, yeah, if I want to look like that by 45, I've got to start in the gym tomorrow and work out for the next 7 years.
We see your brother there with
yes,
with Grieve.
Yeah, Jeremy cornering Will Grieve. Will Grieve has wrestled since he was 12, 13, I think. But he steps in, and Jeremy Valentine, my brother, grew up with Will in the Calgary area. They wrestled together growing up. So when Will said, "I'm making my debut, I want you in my corner."
Round one about to get underway. We'll send it up to the ring announcer, James Higgins, to get the show started.
Our next fight has two middleweight amateurs going toe-to-toe in three-minute rounds. In the blue corner, from MMA University, weighing in at 184.2 pounds, from Calgary, Alberta, 46-year-old Clint Usselman. From Calgary, fighting out of Gracie, Humeta, weighing in at 185.3 pounds. In the red corner, 32-year-old Will Grieve. Our referee for this fight is anti-social.
3 rounds. William Grieve, Clint Usselman. And is it as cut and dry as Will Grieve wants to get this fight down to the ground and use that Gracie Humeta background?
Well, whenever you see a jiu-jitsu fighter making their debut, obviously getting the fight down to the ground is what they want to do first. And as a police officer, when you've got a combatant like that, you don't square off and trade punches. You take them to the ground as quickly as possible and subdue your opponent. So that fighting style works very well with his profession for Will Grieve. And you can see the immediate takedown attempt
and the
here.
power and the abilities in that department, but holy smokes, Usselman quickly makes his way back to the standing position.
Yeah, very quick to get back to his feet. Obviously not wanting to go to the ground with the jiu-jitsu trained fighter.
But this is new territory for Grieve. He's never been in this live scenario where it's so hot and your opponent is gunning hard. And beautiful takedown, high amplitude takedown by Will Grieve.
Nice single leg takedown there and transitioned it into the slam attack. Try and take some of the breath away from your opponent. Don't let him fight back.
Grieve just settling in, trying to exhaust his opponent from this position.
Coach is calling for knees from this position into the ribs of the bigger Usselman. I think Grieve just trying to work his position here, maybe work over and modify that into a choke attempt. But right now just controlling his opponent.
Usselman framing as, Grieve achieving that mount position. Head and arm choke perhaps.
And you can see here as Grieve tries to put the pressure down, Usselman doing a good job of defense from the bottom. Grieve not letting him get back up, and now we'll see maybe if see a little ground and pound from the Calgary police officer.
I think we have a nickname for Clint Usselman. Clint Musselman Usselman.
Nice. I know Will has some ideas when it comes to his nicknames, and I said, well, you might want to wait until you've had more than 0 fights before you gloss yourself a nickname. That's
looking for this modified choke.
You can see
looking for that shoulder lock.
Yeah, a little bit of blood coming from the bridge of the nose of Usselman. Usselman's coach is advising where they want him to go. Usselman yelling back, "I'm trying," to let them know that they're not being ignored. It's just not able to happen either.
Grieve doing an outstanding job maintaining top position.
Very short time left in round number 1. Will Grieve just trying to put all the weight
shoulder
on the
lock
neck.
And missed it, or was the tap there?
Oh, that's not a tap. His shoulder's out.
And Will Grieve felt it and immediately stopped.
Yes. Nothing like sportsmanship when you feel your opponent's shoulder pop and you immediately get off. The referee didn't stop that fight as it happened. Will Grieve knew that the shoulder was gone, immediately took himself out of the situation, and that bent in a way that it shouldn't have moments ago.
And I think the physician popped it back in.
Yeah, you could hear the grimace as we take a look at the replay. There's that slam that led to the eventual end of the fight, but as we see here, trying to get that arm in. And there was the elbow. That is not pleasant at all. And in just a moment here, I'll be in talking to Will Grieve about just that.
Wow. That is how you make your debut. A big takedown for Will Grieve. Controls on top. Then utilizes the legs to secure the shoulder lock. Popped out the elbow of Clint Usselman. And the physician attending to the loser Usselman.
give him a second, right?
And these are the things that happen in mixed martial arts competition. They call it the hurt game for a reason. For the official decision, we'll send it up to ring announcer James Higgins. He's a very happy individual.
Winner by medical stoppage at 2:58 in the first round. In the red corner, Will Grieve.
Will, we'll get you here in the center of the cage. You come in tonight making your amateur debut, and with just very short time left on the clock, you knew the fight was over and stepped off your opponent, and then it became very clear to everybody else that this fight was over.
Well, I just want to say thanks to Clint. I hope his arm's okay. It's hard when there's that little time left. You can't go easy. You need to... Oh, I don't even want to look. I'm a little queasy, so... But, you know, thanks. I have respect for anyone who steps into the cage here. It took me 5 years to build the nerve to do it, so all props to him.
Well, and you come in tonight, and it's funny when you say you don't want to watch the replay of what you just did to end the fight, but you heard the reaction from the crowd, and great camera work there. I have to put out to our camera guys because they were right on top of it. That elbow popped out, and it seems like they've popped it back in. He seems to be all right. But you said a 5-year journey to step in. As a police officer, how does it compare this to the everyday work?
There's a lot less paperwork in this, that's for sure. I'm a fan of that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your winner, Will Grieve.